YouTube channel. Today we are here with another video in my series on helping kids learn to talk. And today we're going to talk about something to not do or to do less of. And this is screen time. Kids who experience screen time before the age of 3 or excessive amounts, meaning that the higher amount of screen time that kids get, the more chance there is of them having communication delays. One of the reasons for this is because if kids are focused on a screen, they are not paying attention to the world around them. We know that this is a problem. This is a channel where we focus on kids with special needs, specifically developmental delays and disorders. And we know that those kids, when they are internally focused because of sensory needs or because of being oversensitive to things, those kids are not tuned into the world around them either. And it causes delays. It causes communication delays, it causes social delays, it causes cognitive delays because the kids are focused on something other than the stew of language and social interactions taking place all around them. We don't want the screen to get in the way of all of that learning that takes place in the real world. The real world is where learning takes place. The real world is my interactions with the child's interactions with me, with other people, with items. Kids learn from interacting with toys and interacting with books, even when there aren't other people around. But the most important piece of the world that kids learn from is other people. Kids need to be interacting with people in order to build relationships, because when kids are very young and when their skills are emerging, people are what pull those skills out of them and what encourage them to continue moving on and learning more things. So number one reason we want to discourage screen time and do as little of it as possible is because it crowds out these relationships with other people and it crowds out interacting with the world as a whole. There's a whole separate issue about neurological development and how we believe that that focused screen time doesn't allow the brain to develop appropriate connections, separate from missing out on all the skills that surround the child. There's something with, we don't know exactly what it is yet. Screens are too new for the studies to really have been done yet, but we suspect that there are neurological problems that are caused by too much screen time, or any under the age of 2, we know. Beyond that, we don't know yet, but the younger a kid is, the more the brain is still in development and the more dangerous it is for kids to be consuming a lot of media. And we're talking about phones, we're talking about TV, any sort of movies, streaming services, we're talking about iPads, we're talking about games, not just sitting slack-jawed in front of a television, but also any sort of games that your kid might play on your phone or videos, YouTube videos your child might watch. Just don't get in the habit of giving your kid your phone because you're waiting in line. Think of other creative things that you can do, and in fact, I think a video on this topic would be a good idea. What do you think? Other things that you can do to help your child be occupied. One of the skills that people are really bad at these days, and kids are very, very bad at, is managing themselves and using the time that they have wisely. I tend, and I think all of us do now that we have smartphones, to immediately, when I'm waiting for 1 minute, to grab my phone, check the news, look up something I was wondering about. We don't have the ability to wait, to entertain ourselves, to calm ourselves down without technological stimulation. And we need our kids to learn those skills. So this is another reason. I think this is reason number 3, but I'm not keeping them very organized in this video. I'm just kind of having a chat with you. This reason is because we need to learn self-soothing skills that don't involve technology. I need to learn them and practice them. Everyone I know needs to learn and practice self-soothing skills that don't involve technology. We find it easy to distract ourselves. We find it easy to distract our kids, but they're not learning how to calm themselves down if they're upset, entertain themselves if they are bored, look around them and be interested in what they're seeing. What about people watching? It's fascinating. As an adult, I don't think kids really enjoy it that much. But we need to teach our kids these skills to manage themselves better. And if we just hand them the phone all the time, that's not only potentially causing communication delays and maybe developmental delays overall, it's not only potentially actually preventing some of the neurological connections in the brain that need to take place, or making kids a little more prone to attention difficulties down the road. Once again, the science is not complete yet. But it also is preventing kids from learning the full range of skills that they need to keep themselves calm and to calm themselves down when they're a little bit bored, a little bit antsy, a little bit uncertain. Whatever those emotions are, let's help our kids find sensory strategies that work, emotional strategies that work. I've got videos on all of these topics, which I will link for you in the box below this video. Let's think of things other than technology, other than phones and TVs, to help our kids learn stuff. And I need to say here that there are supposedly educational games on apps and things like that for kids who are little. I do not believe that these games in any way, the educational benefit outweighs the danger of the kid interacting with a screen instead of with a human being. Do not play these games. They're not helpful. This is my opinion as a speech-language pathologist, as a specialist in early childhood developmental disorders. If your child is typically developing, these things are probably not going to, actually I can't say that anymore. I was going to say they probably won't lead to long-term delays, but what we're finding is that these things do lead to long-term delays, even in typically developing kids. So imagine if your kid already starts behind the start line, and if you're wanting your child to catch up, you definitely don't want to do anything that's going to hold her back even further. And screens look like that they are one of the things that could hold your child back even more. Difficult topic, because I know we all want something to distract us and we want something to distract our kid when we just are at the end of our rope. I will be back and we will talk about options other than phones or TVs or movies that we can use to help kids manage their emotions and to help kids manage their discomfort when waiting or when uncertain what to do with themselves. Be thinking about that this week. Where are the situations you find most tempting to hand your child your phone and just let her do whatever she wants on it? Where are the situations you want to have entertainment for your child so that you can do something else for a while? Leave those in the comment box down below and I will address them in my upcoming video. I hope you have a great week. Please stay healthy, and I hope you find something in your day that you can rejoice over. See you in my next video. Bye.